Anyways, welcome back to another episode of the Lead Podcast. Woo! My name is Blessing.
Faith.
Naomi.
And yeah, as we said, welcome back to the Lead Podcast. A Lead is an organization that promotes women empowerment in all areas and all around development in different areas of your life, you know, financially, community, relationships, emotionally, all the leads and things you can imagine. So this is, episode 4 of our season 2. Hope you're enjoying it.
No, 4.
It's 4.
Why did you say 2 last episode?
Why did you said 2? I said 3.
She said 2 and I corrected. Oh yeah, you said. Listen, this is episode 4 of season 2.
Just be talking anyhow.
We hope you've been enjoying all the episodes so far, and you know, if you have any things, dilemmas, topics, people you'd like us to bring on, just let us know.
I'm gonna hit this girl.
Just be mindful, please. Be mindful of why you was invited to the pod. Thank you. So if you have.
Sorry, continue.
If you have anything you'd like us to talk about, anything at all, just message us on our Instagram, or we have an email in our link tree in our Instagram bio.
Also, guys, violence is not the answer. Sorry, I said I was gonna hit her, but violence is not the answer.
I didn't even.
I'm just restoring my image.
Anyways, how's your? This will be back in 2 weeks.
How's our upper week?
Yeah, how's our upper week?
It should be good. It should be amazing. Because it's the week after we filmed.
Any plans for the summer? That's my
thing. I'm going. Me and my Sunday club are going to Manchester.
Manny.
Yeah, Naomi's not invited.
Don't be jail.
We're going to Manchester to go to
Maverick City Music
with Kirk Franklin.
World
I
Tour.
can't remember the.
Oh, you guys are actually going?
Yeah.
Kingdom Tour. That's what it
My
is.
friend asked me to go.
Kingdom.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
please, and then that is literally it.
Well, that's even August.
This year, I said I need to save my money. I think I said this.
She
already.
has been.
I haven't saved it.
You only went. Oh wait, she goes like London every 3 months, bro. Yeah.
Talk about that.
Every 3
London
months.
is not a trip though in my mind.
Oh, like London is Ireland.
Spending money. You breathe in London, you're spending money.
Compared to the last 2 years of my life, this is not a trip. To be honest, last year I was going on a trip every month, and this one is, and it's every like 2 months. Compared to every month.
It's still traveling a lot. It's just spending money on flight ticket.
Flight ticket is €20.
Just spending money on hotel.
Return.
That's. You know, stay in a hotel. What did you say?
Naomi, continue.
So, anyways, Naomi, any plans for your summer?
No.
I
actually have a camp. So I registered to volunteer at the Christian camp. So
Which
that's
camp?
exciting. Pulse camp. So it's for 5 days.
What does it do? A pose camp?
Pose.
Oh.
Pose.
Oh, P-O-S-E.
P-O-S-E.
Pose. You know the pose?
Pulse.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, pause.
How do you say a pose?
Pulse.
That's what I was saying.
Girl, no, you wasn't.
Pause. Don't forgive
Let
me.
you guys make fun of me.
It's just an example of culture.
Yeah, I'm going to. Sorry?
There's culture clash there. That's
literally, listen back in our last episode to hear more about that.
Let's describe this. So I'm going to camp.
Yeah.
A Christian camp for 5 days. So that's exciting. This I'm trying to say.
So what are you doing? Like learning, like does Pulse stand for something?
She's a volunteer.
Volunteer.
You're learning how to like take people's
or
read.
It's
like
just the name of the
Okay.
Does it stand for something?
It's a Christian camp.
Oh.
Does the Pulse stand for something?
I don't know.
I don't like an acronym.
Is that the team? Is that the name of the?
That's the name of the company.
Is it company?
Organization.
But it's the name of the organization.
Okay, you didn't say that. You said,
oh my
It's the
god.
name of the organization.
Yes, ma'am.
But yeah, that's exciting. I want to start doing a yearly thing.
It's good.
To be volunteering. One day I'll go to Africa.
Oh man.
We'll see about that.
I remember the summer camps we used to go to as kids. I just remembering that.
Oh yeah.
GC. Oh god.
Time was here.
Cork, Donegal, World Tour. That was a wow. That was
COVID kind of stopped it though.
Yeah, I don't really think they do it as.
Was I even going before that? I can't remember.
I went in 2010, 12, and 14.
But are you talking about the ones from like JCD?
Yeah, JC.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was lit.
That was good times.
I'm thinking of like.
The retreat camps.
The retreats.
Oh no, baby.
We
didn't go to those ones.
Pastor PK.
Oh, I haven't.
That's Youth Island.
Or Youth
The other one is Youth Blaze, yeah.
I went to Youth Blaze.
I never went to Youth Blaze. Even though in that church.
Don't be.
Let's not say anything.
Don't say anything. But yeah, I'm hoping you guys, your summer is going okay, and you're making plans. Even if you're not traveling anywhere, there is stuff to do in this small county we call Dublin. You just have to research.
It's not undoable. Yeah.
Okay.
Everything has been done.
The wedding.
What were you gonna say? Explain yourself. What were you gonna say?
The wedding is. The weather
this
is
thing,
shabby.
you just gotta make your own fun.
The weather
at
is
times,
so shabby.
as much as you can. Okay, anyway, so welcome to our episode, and today we are talking about mentorship. That's a big one. Mentorship.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, before we start talking into it, we're gonna start with a dilemma that is gonna open our eyes. So, starting off, we have Anne. So Anne is a young professional in a tech company, and it is a traditionally dominated field by men. So she's been fortunate to find a mentor called Sarah. She's a senior female executive, and she's paved the way for many women in the company. So Sarah has been, instrumental in Anne's career, and helping her develop, providing guidance, support, and networking opportunities. However, as Anne's career progresses, she feels that she's a bit conflicted about her relationship with Sarah, because she values Sarah's mentorship, but she notices that Sarah's approach to, navigating the male-dominated environment involves adapting to norms rather than challenging them. For instance, Sarah advises Anne to blend in by downplaying her gender and focusing strictly on work without pushing for systemic changes or addressing gender biases directly. Anne is passionate about advocating for gender equality and believes that part of her role as a successful professional should be to challenge the status quo and support initiatives that promote diversity and inclusion. She also feels that following Sarah's advice might limit her ability to make meaningful changes in the workplace, and at the same time, she worries about jeopardizing her relationship with Sarah and potentially her career prospects if she openly disagrees with her mentor's approach. Now, that's a big one. So, what should Anne do? Should Anne continue to follow in Sarah's advice? Because, Sarah, they said she's paved the way. Sarah's a senior executive officer, so she knows what's been happening. Or should she, break the status quo, break the boundaries, break the barriers, speak up, or what?
I think
that's a hefty
it's
one.
very important that as much as you have a mentorship, you're not always going to follow the direct footsteps or the path they've taken. So the essence you have mentorship is to obviously learn from them. So in this situation, obviously they have some,
Clashes?
No, they can relate.
Yeah.
They're in the same field.
Oh, yeah.
So they have the same inspiration. However, the passion is a bit diverse. In terms of, Sarah doesn't really mind. She's like, okay, yeah, we just deal with it.
Yeah.
Whereas her passion is, I want to do this, but I want to also make a change for women that may be coming after me. So she can learn from it, but I don't think just because you're being mentored doesn't mean you have to be exactly like your mentor. You can still be the person you want to be and be a bit diverse. Obviously, you have to be on the same path in the same way. You have to have some sort of, relatability.
Yeah.
So
something that connects you guys.
Exactly.
I agree with what Naomi said. I feel like they both have different goals in the space. Like Sarah's goal is probably just to thrive and at least be in the space. Do you get me? She doesn't want to cause issues. She's probably not a confrontational person that, wants to be arguing with people. She's probably just happy that, okay, in a male-dominated industry, I'm still kind of doing my own thing. What else? Anna, is Anne or Anna?
Anne, yeah.
Anne, where else? Anne is like, you know what? I actually want to change things. I want to be like a trailblazer. I want to shake up things, be the person that argue with like the women gap or something. Let's say it's like a STEM field or something.
Yeah.
But Sarah's probably just giving her advice. Like, okay, I feel like, instead of doing all of this, probably you're young, take a step back. establish yourself in that field first before you do all of that.
So would that, by establishing yourself, that means accepting all the biases, accepting all the standards, like adapting to things. Because I'm sure, like, when Sarah was coming up, she probably had a mentor that was above her that did the same thing. But I'm thinking that, like, Anne is now trying to break those boundaries and barriers.
I hear that.
You could play the long game.
Yeah,
She
but I think okay, now when you said that, that makes sense because
She's just
she's
teaching
new
what she's
to
learned.
the Sarah is it Sarah?
And
Is it Anne or Emma?
Anne. It's Anne.
Oh, sorry.
She changed.
it's
It's Anne.
So Anne, obviously she's new to
The workforce.
or whatever it is. Obviously Sarah has a lot of wisdom and she has a lot of experiences. So
But does
obviously
Sarah have wisdom or does Sarah have experience?
She has wisdom because she's been working in the forest and she's got to where she is.
True.
It requires some wisdom.
Yeah.
So the thing is, obviously she has a bit of wisdom. And even though, yes, times may be different, but she also knows how the industry is.
Yeah.
So in the sense that even to today, there are some industries that is still male dominated. Not saying a woman cannot enter, but if a woman enters, she kind of has to blend in. And I think that also that's how things are done. Because you can't just come somewhere
and just
try
dismantle
to
the
it doesn't
place.
work like that.
Yeah.
You need to build that respect. You need to build that connection. You need to build that reputable, personal of yourself. You know, you can't just come in and start saying, oh, just do it. It doesn't work like that. Because there's going to be people that will be there 20 years, 30 years, and like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, are you finished?
Yeah, so good.
Like, off what Naomi was saying, like, she said she even worries herself that she might possibly jeopardize her own career over it. Now, like, if she's new in the game, if she comes up in like a board meeting and it's like, guys, I don't think we should do this, blah blah blah, us women were not going, no one's gonna listen to her. No one's actually gonna listen to her. Then next time, like, you know, she gets referenced or something, like, oh, she's that girl that thinks she owns the place or something. But if she's built herself and if she's okay, let's say she adapts or something for the first few years and she's now respected in that industry, when she's now like, okay, how to say, when she's now like, okay, I feel like there's a gap with the men and the women in this industry, I feel like it's too male, people are going to listen. They're actually going to take in what she's saying because they now respect her and they now know she's experienced in this industry. Do you get me?
She has a voice.
I feel like Sarah is telling her, okay, you need to take a step down. No, I don't think Sarah ever said there was something wrong with what she was trying to do. She was just saying to blend in or... But I know it hurts that, okay, now you have to...
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Get sacrificed.
So are we, like, advising that... like, everything, usually there's always compromise. But are we saying that we have to, like, compromise ourselves and, you know, always just adapt to, like, the biases, to the sexual jokes, sexual innuendos, the unfairness of it all, or, like...
It depends. So, like, for instance, there's certain trainings you need to have before you attain a certain position. You can't just wake up one morning and become a director. Maybe you would have gone through the process of, of building a business. You go through the process of actually doing all aspects of the business, customer service, marketer, all of this. You've been through that process before you became a director. Same thing with medical. You can't just say, oh, I know that God has created me to be a doctor and I'm going to be used to, let's say, solve cancer. You have to go to school to do that because you need to be educated and you need to kind of understand, okay, so far, what have we learned so far on cancer? So that's how things are. You can't just jump in and come to somewhere new and you're thriving and you say, well, I want to change this and this and this and this. I feel like it's normal. Everyone does that. I mean, you come to somewhere new and like, well, this is not really how I want this to be. I want to change this, that. But I just feel like you need to learn there's a process. There is a process. You can't negate the process because of your passion and you feel like it needs to be followed now. It can't wait. You need to learn because the thing is, when you're pushing against something that's been done for so many years, it can become very hard. And you need to know that you're standing on a solid ground. If you're not standing on something firm, you're going to fall. And that's what I mean when she said, okay, it can jeopardize her career.
Yeah.
It can ruin her whole life because she's not prepared enough to go through that. And it comes with, learning, being educated about it, not just saying, oh yeah, I want to be passionate, but what do you know about it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just to add to, I get everything Naomi said is right, because there's basically two ways to go about it. You can be be the voice
Bold
right
and
now,
brazen,
be bold and whatever. It can work, but it can also ruin your life.
Yeah.
You can also, work towards it. Okay, for now, I'm going to, build myself, make sure I'm respected, whatever. And then when you get to that point where you are, then change. Do you get me? It can work, but that can also not work as well. There's a movie, is it Oloture or something?
Oh, yeah.
It's a Nigerian movie, and it's about a journalist who wants to integrate into like the prostitution ring and stuff, to make a story about it, to be like a trailblazer about it. In the end, she gets sucked up in the thing and they take her away, blah, 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 even though her mentor told her not to do it. Do you get me? That was just an example of it going horribly wrong, because you wanted to, how do I say it? You want to be the bold one, you want to be the outspoken one, whatnot. But I feel like, even just to go back kind of to the question, she's your mentor, like she's supposed to mentoring you, but you can, in the end, it's your decision on what you want to do. That's all she's supposed to give you advice. She's supposed to lead you in the right way. Is, at the end of the day, you decide what you want to do. You see the pros of what she's saying. You see the cons of what she's saying. Yeah. Whatever works for you is what actually is going to work in the end. Do you get me?
Yeah.
I feel like Sarah has a lot of concern for Anne anyway. Yeah. That's why she's giving her the advice she wants to give her. Now, Sarah's advice might just be saying, okay, you need to lay low, whatever, because she doesn't want you to be that person. Do you get me? But if you really know in your heart of hearts that, okay, somebody actually needs to do this, go for it. No one is stopping you. Do what you want. But you need to be, as Naomi said, not be wishy-washy about it. Just because one person says something, know that, okay, I'm doing this because of so and so. Know that I'm doing this because I have a firm belief in this. And I feel like, okay, this needs to change. This must change. Not that few ways down the line, somebody, like, you just give up. Do you get me? If you're going to start it, do well, finish the job.
Yeah, true.
That's another thing. Anyway.
I think when you guys said, you said Sarah wanted her to do stuff, but with respect. That's a big thing as well. Just because Anne has to, like, adapt now doesn't mean that she should still be disrespected. Like, she can still do stuff in a respectful way. She can still call stuff out. Don't necessarily, like, change the whole game and change the whole trajectory of the future and the company or whatever. But there's always ways to go about it. But, like, just, like, establishing yourself in that way and being respectful. And I will say that, like, a good part of the breaking down barriers has been done already by the women in front of us. Yeah. So, that, like, compared to, like, 20 years ago, that would have been so hard. But now it's half the job, I'd say. So, but yeah, just like you said, Naomi, like, picking your with mentors, not everything has to be followed. They're there for guidance. They're still humans too. They still make mistakes. And at the end of the day, they're speaking from their experience, but their experience might not be your own experience, if that makes sense. So that brings me to the question of mentorships. Do you guys have any women mentors in your life? Like, someone who you've actually, like, said that you're my... Well, it can be unofficial or official. Like, it can be like a family member that you always look up to.
Unofficial ones.
Yeah.
For different things. I feel like you need mentors for different things. But I remember when I was younger and I was just all over the place. I didn't really have, like, direction or whatnot. One of my sister's friends kind of took me under her wing. And she used to take me out on, like, once every 2 months or something. Every time she see me, she just asked me how school stuff was. And I feel like that was my first time having, like, a mentor that, okay, I know if I'm stuck in this, that it's not someone in my family or it's not someone in my friend group. Like I don't have a personal, well, at the start anyway, I didn't have a personal relationship with her. Um, I just loved what she was doing. I loved the type of person she was, and I wanted to emulate that for myself. That's how I use emulate. Yeah. I wanted to emulate that for myself, and that was the first time I was like, okay, I have a mentor, and to this day, I appreciate her so much in my life, but it got to a point where I kind of moved on. Do you get me?
Yeah.
I feel like to add with the mentor, you can move on. Seasons change all the time. Your mentors are also constantly changing. She helped me when I was in secondary school. That was her. I feel like God's plan for her in my life. God's, yeah. Sorry. I have to just make sure what I was saying makes sense. So that'd be my like fixated mentor. But like now, I feel like I have a mentor for like my career aspect. I have a mentor, overall in life, and also my walk with Christ as well. I know be unofficial mentors would just be like someone I go to when, okay, I feel like, okay, I'm not as strong, or I kind of stepping back with my walk with God.
Yeah.
Can you just help me, or what's your own advice on what I should do next? Do you get me? I wouldn't have, okay, so and so is my mentor written down somewhere.
That's true. It's nice to have those. What about you yourself?
I used to have, but I don't anymore. But I do have people that I look up to.
And were those because of bad experiences, or you just outgrew them?
I just outgrew it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do have people that I look up to and I try to learn from. So basically unofficial mentors, but not one-on-one direct, like mentorship official. No.
Yeah, okay. Would you consider yourself being a mentor to some people? Sometimes I do. Like, people just be coming up to me, and I was like...
Yeah, like, I get a lot...
Like, are you looking up... Not looking up, but I say, like, oh, okay.
I get a lot of, like... I call them my babies, like, the younger girls.
Yeah.
Because obviously we grew up in church, and I was a baby to someone before.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you get me? But I got a lot of that, and then, those girls. This
generation of now.
And I love them to bits, and I feel like it's because you kind of see a tiny bit of yourself in them. And you kind of like, you want to tell them what you wanted somebody else to tell you.
That's it.
And I just love seeing, them grow as a person. And but I want to be, I would love to be someone's like official mentor. Do you get me? Not like more like a big sister because we know each other, but it would be such a privilege for someone to message me, let's see if you say LinkedIn or something, like, oh, because people do that.
Yeah.
People do that. For be like, oh, I'm inspired by what you do, or just, how you carry yourself. I feel like that is such a blessing and an honor to be in someone's life. And I not aspire, but like I would love at some point in my life to do that for somebody else, to be a mentor for someone. But right now, obviously you're grown, like people look up to you. People are always going to look up to you. But it depends what they're looking up to. Do you get me? If it's the good characters or if it's the bad characters, they see the bad thing you do, let me learn from this person. No, and hopefully I pray mine is my good characteristics.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What about yourself?
I don't think I've ever done official mentorship. Like, people come to me for advice and I just advise them. But not a thing of where... I don't think it's a deliberate mentorship. Do I want to be one?
Never does one. That's true.
No, I would love to. Actually, no, I know some people. I would. But I feel like mentorship is a big word.
It is.
It's a big word. Like,
it's a title. Like, it's a
esteem.
It's like saying I'm a pastor. Like,
a pastor is a bit.
Not like a pastor, but like for me, when it comes to stuff like, I don't take it lightly.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't want to ever steer you in the wrong path. I don't want to ever tell you the wrong thing. I don't want you to ever make the mistake that I made. I don't want you to say, oh, because of Naomi, this is what now happened. And it's just like, if I'm not as knowledgeable in one aspect of my life, and let's say, because we're always growing, especially when it comes to this faith walk, We're always growing. We learn things and all that. I don't want ever to be a case where Judgment Day happens and Jesus is like, why did you tell her to do this? And now look what's under her. You know? Because it is in the Bible where teachers, the responsibility is huge. So when it comes to mentorship, I don't play with it. Unless I know I'm 100% ready. And I'm like, yeah, God is telling me to. God told me. If God said, Naomi, God, no problem. If God did not send me, I'm not doing it.
True, because the pressure.
Like, I remember, sorry, just to add, I remember growing up, and our children's teacher used to say, "Your blood is not in my hands."
All the time. She's a disclaimer.
She says that all the time, and like growing up, you kind of, because before I'm like, what is she saying?
Yeah.
But now you can see that it's true. Because she's guiding you, she's teaching you, she's doing all of this. And, you know, you kind of, as Naomi said, if someone's constantly like, oh, because you said this, because you said this, blah, 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 like, and, you know, they make mistakes, they do all of this now, is on you. You feel like it's on you. Yeah. And that responsibility is huge. Like, it's a lot. So, yeah.
I say it's just also a lot of pressure as well. Because even if, like, obviously, if you're an unofficial mentor, let's say people are always looking at your life, like what you do and how you live. But then now if you're like an official one where they come up to you officially, or God tells you like the way you live has to be so, like you have to practice what you preach basically. You can't be doing one take. That's the way God was surprised.
God should keep us surprised.
That's the thing. But yeah, you have to practice what you preach, because if what you say, but then you're doing something completely opposite is different, how are they supposed to trust you? Yeah. Like, obviously, at the same time, like, we're all humans, we're learning, we fall short, but there's still a level of competence, let's say, that has to be achieved. For doing that. Also, at the same time, I say that's where, like, grace has to be applied, because even, like, pastors and people in high places, they mess up too, kind of say. But, yeah. Now, just like, what kind of qualities would we look for
in a mentor?
Yeah. What would be your big one?
Anyone that is where I want to be in the future. That is it. If I know where I want to be why am I following you?
But the ways, the means they got to where they want to be, why not be the exact same thing? You have to keep that in mind.
I think it doesn't have to, we don't have to necessarily take the same path. You know what I mean? Obviously, you don't really want to follow someone that's a fraudster. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah. But let's say, for instance, I want to be these people. I want to be a cryptocurrency master. Let's say I wanted to do that. I'm not gonna follow somebody. I say, someone that doesn't know anything about crypto. I say that's my mentor. If I want to be a pastor, I'm not gonna follow someone that's not a pastor. Because what do you know?
True.
Until you walk in the shoes, then you have real value to knowledge. Yeah. And you have real wisdom that is tangible. Because there's certain things you cannot learn unless empathy, sympathy, compassion. Yes, they may teach you to be able to relate to someone's emotions, and you can kind of visualize how you may react in a certain situation. But you never truly know until you're in someone's shoes. So it's a case of, why would I follow somebody that is not exactly where I want to be?
True.
That's what I mean, like, taking, how to say, like, I remember relationship-wise or whatnot, just listening to, like, you know, the seminars that they be talking, and it's like, oh, there's no perfect couple, but you can take bits out of people's relationships. Yeah. That's how you take bits of how people, like, how people in people's life, what you want from them. Like, you just, because if you have that perfect couple that you looked up, or that perfect person that you're looking up to, you're then idolizing them, which is now concerning. And then as well, you're then following their footsteps, and then when they fall astray or whatever, you're now falling astray, or you're now losing your way. So because you've now mirrored your life with that person because you want what they have or whatnot. But if they're very good in a certain thing, or they have amazing communication skills, okay, that's something you can learn from them. Listen to the way they talk, listen to the way they do stuff, or learn, or ask them advice, or like, oh, how are you very good at answering questions, comprehension or whatnot. Just I feel like that's what a mentorship is. But if it's now like, okay, because you like, how do I say it? Because you like the way, you like, I'm thinking of example, sorry. Because you find that they're very innovative and creative and stuff, in, let's say they're a business owner now, because you like that aspect of them, doesn't mean that you now have to follow every single thing that person did.
No, you don't have to.
That's what I'm saying.
But, yeah. No, because I think that you were disagreeing with what I said.
No.
Yeah. You don't have to, yeah.
Where was I going?
Sorry, continue.
I was just saying because you now have to follow in the super. You're now being a dummy following them. Do you get me? Because just because that way worked for them doesn't mean it will work for you. Doesn't mean it will work for you.
Yeah. I have a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
How would you differentiate looking up to someone and mentorship? So, like you said, that you watch certain people, you pick certain things from people.
Yeah.
And then there are people that go straight up and they're like, I want to be exactly like this person and I want to follow the exact path. So my question is, how would you differentiate looking up to someone, not idolizing? Yeah, looking up to someone, idolizing, and mentorship, like a mentor.
I'd say looking up, like Faith said, it would be like a thing of you pick what you want.
Okay.
It's kind of, you
so
see.
that's not mentorship then?
No, definitely not. Because mentorship is going, like if we're talking official mentorship, it's going up to someone and being like, I like the way you live, but the way you live is inspiring, or I see the way you do things and, I want to learn more, or I'd love a bit of guidance about that. And
Wouldn't you say that's you looking up to them before it goes?
No, but then asking for guidance. Because just because I look up to someone doesn't mean I want them to guide me on how.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I would say looking up to someone is just looking up to them.
Yeah.
It stops there. The mentorship is you've looked up to them, you like what they're doing, you want to know more, that's when you go to them asking for guidance.
Was I not saying that?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I was.
So I feel like it leads to that.
Yeah. No, it can be with the same person. Are you talking about with the same person, or it can be with the same person? You're saying like, as like you can look up to them. No, look up to them, find things about their lives, and they can be like, oh, actually, this is an interesting person. I'm going to ask them for guidance.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. So just like you said, that can be. Yeah, you pick up.
I thought you were saying something else.
No, we all in agreement here. I was saying that you look up to them, you see aspects from their life, and then how depending on how much you want. What they can offer or what they can guide you about. That's when you be like, okay, I'd like to
want.
my mentor. Yeah.
Is want the word we should use there?
Not want, but what I admire and possibly want to emulate or take on for myself.
I don't know.
These words, we gotta be careful.
This is sounding all like idolization.
Yeah, not idolization. No, but that's the key word, guidance.
Yeah.
Because to idolize is like, oh, I want to do this, I want to be that. What they're doing, I must do. Where they're going, I must go.
How would you draw the line?
Idolizing, not just worshiping the person.
Idolizing is putting the person above.
On a pedestal?
Yeah, on a pedestal.
Yeah. Well, you always just have to be mindful of why you are going to that person. Yeah, this person might be good, and they might have things that you might want, but you have to be like, okay, I'm just doing this so that they can guide me in what to do, but I'm not necessarily, that person is not my Bible. Like you say, and if that has to be a conversation that you have to have with yourself every day, then so be it, because it's easy to get sucked up in that life. So, and then if it has to come to the part where you have to take a step back, but also a good mentor wouldn't like lead you astray and lead you to be like, okay, this is my mini person, they must do everything I must do.
Yeah.
That's why we're picking your mentor.
It's important.
It's important. Yeah.
Yeah, as a Christian, you should pray about it. Like, before you even think about it, you have to pray about it, because I'm not even going to that. What was I going to say?
Do that.
I was going to say something before. I can't remember. Oh my gosh.
Okay, while she remembers, thing, what did I say? I asked a question earlier. I said, stuff you look for. I think this is like a given, but like sugarcoating should not be a thing in mentorship. Like if I'm doing something wrong, or if I'm doing something that, I could have the possibility or the potential to do it better or be better, say it as it is.
Yeah.
Because sugarcoating won't help anyone. Like, praises won't help anyone. Singing someone's
Yeah.
praise
Yeah, you
probably
need
make
to-
them feel good, but
I remember what I was gonna say.
but sugarcoating wouldn't. Just tell it as it is. Say it as it is, even if it hurts my feeling. Obviously, delivery and tone is an important thing of how you convey your message to someone. But say it as it is. Be honest. Be open. That would be my thing I'd look for in a mentor.
Yeah, like I think that brings ties into what I was gonna say before, that you want a mentor that does not want you want a mentor that doesn't mind offending you. Like you want a mentor that doesn't mind like doesn't want you to
Stepping
be
on
like,
your
yes,
toes.
they want to step on your
Yeah.
toes, that type of stuff. You want a mentor that wants you to actually grow as a person, a mentor that doesn't see you as just like a pet, as you said before, but sees you as someone that has ability and the potential to
Yeah.
grow and develop as a person, and actually cares for you. So you don't want a mentor that is like envious of you, or
Yeah.
because that's when you leave.
Crazy.
And then also, what I was really, really, really gonna say before, you also should question your mentor, not take everything your mentor says as Bible. Like you too should be like, does this really make sense? Or if they say something and you're questioning it a bit, not just do it because your mentor said you should do it, like we
Yeah.
talked about before. Look into it, do your own research as well, or do your own thinking about it. Should I do this, should I not? Because not every, as you said, your mentor is also a person. They make mistakes or whatnot, but you never also know the true intentions of people as well. Ever, like, even though you might think you have an amazing relationship, you still don't know their true intentions for you.
That's why
So
you have to pray.
yeah,
Like
pray about it.
So just to tie in what Faith said, it's very important that you also know and want to be mentored, and you know what it takes to be mentored. Because I feel like a lot of people want mentors nowadays, but they
Too
don't want to
sensitive.
be mentored.
Yeah.
You want mentors, but you actually don't, because you don't want to listen. You don't want to. You just want to do things.
You
how
don't want to
want
change.
Yeah. But instead of you to learn, you're trying to challenge everything your mentor is telling
Yeah.
you. So it's very important that not just wanting a mentor, but you actually want to be mentored. You actually know that, okay, I want to sit down and actually listen and take from this person. You're not idolizing them, but there should be a high level of respect that you should have for your mentors. You don't just talk to them like they're anything, because they're not anything. You're learning from them.
Yeah.
So that humility to learn
Yeah.
is very key and very important.
Because at the end of the day, you'll be the only one losing out, not them.
Exactly.
Reminds me of those teachers back in school.
As
They'd be
it
like,
is.
it's your leaving cert, not mine.
We have
So,
done
like,
my.
you
I have my
choose to-
job.
Exactly.
I have.
So like, it's your life. So whether you
Yeah.
choose to listen or not really matters. And yeah. Especially in the woman. Well, obviously we talk about women empowerment and all that. Do I feel like having one is necessary? Like, obviously, I say we do look up to a lot of people, different
Yeah.
women all over the world in different sectors. But would you feel like having one is necessary in life?
I feel like you don't
Or for
always
different
need to
stages.
have for different stages.
Yeah.
Like, it's not by force to have a mentor every second of your
Yeah.
life or whatnot. But let's say, you're going into a new season,
Yeah.
you're going into college, you're around that time, or you can that's a perfect time for you to have a mentor.
Yeah.
Or you're going into the workspace, you finish college, now you're about to start working or something. A lot of workplaces give you like a buddy or a mentor.
Yeah.
They say buddy, but it's kind of a
Kind of,
mentor
yeah.
to help you, because
Yeah.
you're going into a new environment, a new
Yeah.
season. I feel like that's when you should have a mentor. But at the same time, not every season would have a mentor, or you're not going to have a mentor for the whole season, if that makes sense. Probably just for
I think
a while.
also tying in with that, mentorship is very important, but I think also you need to learn for yourself and by yourself.
Yeah.
You don't need someone to be following you through every step of your life. It's just like a mentor is not a babysitter. Like she's not your mother. Like no.
Yeah.
You learn, and the period that you have with a mentor, take from that person. and learn from it. And then take it with your life. That's the essence. Not that you be doing, mommy, I need you, I need this.
Yeah.
There's a time and there's a period. And you need to understand that, okay, if whatever period I have with this person, I'm going to take the full grasp on it. And I'm going to, cherish it. And then that's why there's also YouTube. There's so much things on the internet. I learned so much from, like, The Diary of the CEO. That's my favorite podcast. I watch them all the time.
Why did you ask that?
How did that to my husband?
Huh?
Well, she screwed her face.
But yeah,
She was squeezing her face off. Like, I don't know.
The Diary of the CEO. The Diary of the CEO is my favorite podcast because there I've learned so much about just different things that I've applied to my life, and that's how you can easily be mentored by that. Just I don't want to say mentor because I feel like mentor is such a strong word. Like someone is teaching you to do that, but you just take some things, some certain conversation.
Easily taught, yeah.
Yeah, and also it comes in line. Also it comes in line with your friends, the people that you keep. They affect your mind. They affect the way you think. They affect the way you do things. And it's very important that you are aware of the people that you have around. You are aware of the mindset your friends have pertaining to certain things. You know that you don't agree with one thing. Don't go and be friends with someone that disagrees, because you're going to be like your friend. I used to say, I disagree with the proverb. What was it? Tell me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. I used to disagree, but I agree now. Because you can't say I'm friends with a witch and then me. I have an association.
Yeah.
There's something that you take from your friends. There are things I've never used to do, but I take from my friends. And a lot of times you do it subconsciously.
Yeah.
And that's the truth of the matter. But let me just stop rambling. But yeah.
Yeah, what's it called? What you said. I forgot what she said.
She was rambling too much.
No, yeah, oh yeah. She said also be careful of who your friends are, but also you also be mindful of the kind of person you are as well. Because so much of the times you always tend to see people or things as the problem, but sometimes if you look within, put those fingers back, you can be the problem too. You're the problem. But yeah, so just always being aware, reflect, and being aware and reflection.
And be teachable.
Yeah.
That is a big thing. Don't have a hard heart all the time. It's good to have a soft heart.
It's not good to be stubborn.
Just listen, because sometimes they're trying to help you. And I say this from experience, so hey. But yeah,
I feel like I'm very stubborn. So.
Oh yeah, still learning.
What do you mean by that?
Oh yeah. We already had this discussion.
I was trying to say me, but I don't know why you're triggered.
No, she's trying to trigger me. She knows what she's doing. Said she already had the discussion. What discussion did we have?
We had it on podcast before.
Did we?
Plug.
You never apologize.
Why would I?
Oh my lord.
Why would I?
Wasn't there a situation that happened?
There's always situations that happen.
There's a situation that happened.
Why would I?
You were supposed to apologize. It was even
It blesses her.
It always happens on her hair.
Why would I apologize when
she
she was in the wrong? Okay, do you apologize?
So y'all be careful when you're choosing
I do
these
apologize.
ladies as your mentors.
We're not supposed to apologize.
Y'all, people are looking up to you. People are looking up to you. Let's be mindful. You never know. People, you have eyes on your own.
Because she's so wicked.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know, people actually take that literally.
They think you're wicked.
No, people may take that literally.
That what?
Guys,
man.
Don't get apologize.
I apologize.
I said I'm sorry.
Okay.
I said I'm sorry.
Okay, so anyway, being
I do apologize.
Being teachable, knowing when to say sorry.
Because of the camera. Wrap this up. Let's go.
Being what's it called? Know when to say sorry. How to say sorry. Is a whole thing. So I think everything we said, and we could have said on mentorship today, is a big thing. Having a mentor isn't necessary, but it can be helpful. But when it can be helpful, make sure to choose wisely, and don't make sure on just what you can see on the outside. Make sure you have a look on the inside, and be prayerful, be mindful, and be discerning about it. And also, just be careful on how the way you act and around you, because someone is always looking, whether looking at you or up to you. That's up to them. But yeah, So that is all for episode 4 of season 2, and we hope you had a time. So don't forget to like, comment, share, repost, subscribe, follow, all the things. And we're available on social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
And Instagram. Oh yeah, sorry.
Not email. But yeah, so see you next time. I hope you have a lovely week.
Adios.
Slangofo.